Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Tarot Talks. We're going to explore the entire suit of the swords so we can see what the bigger picture is. Every suit is a life path. It's an actual path. And we have to, when you're studying the tarot, you have to take a look at what that path is leading to and what it's trying to tell you and what it's trying to say. Now, with tarot, when you're doing tarot readings, no one's going to get a straight up life path of all of the swords cards. It's just not the way it works. So our life is going to be mixed up of emotions and mental issues and problems with acting on feelings and all kinds of things. You're not going to have a whole entire pathway that has to do with swords when you do readings. Now I got the first 6 cards in there because I couldn't fit all 9 into frame. So I will lay down the other ones once I get to it. So let's jump in. So the first 3 cards are going to deal with Libra, the sign of Libra. And that's a cardinal card. So it makes sense because the cardinals bring in the energies, okay? And the cardinals and the mutables are going to be chaotic because they're not steady. They don't have their footing and they are changing. So, number 2, 2 of Swords, Moon in Libra. This is going to be an emotional attachment to a decision. And then you have Saturn in Libra, 3 of Swords, which you're going to be dealing with the emotions that come from the decision that you made. So anytime Saturn shows up, it's you're not going to be happy about it. Saturn is a jerky planet. It's there for a reason. It's there to teach you the harder lessons. A lot of us have a very rough, rocky period, anywhere between 28 and 30 in our life. And that's your Saturn return. That's when your Saturn planet, wherever it was when you were born, returns to the place that it was when you were born. And with that comes a very, very hard lesson. For me, it was right on time, and it was a heavy one. It was a really, really big one. Big deal. I could have lost my shit easily over it. And, I had to stay calm and work through it. And I got through it. So these first 3 cards, they're talking about restoring the mental balance in the mind and gaining control over the mind and making the right choices and the proper decisions to move forward in your life. So the 5, 6, and 7s are the fixed air signs, which is Aquarius. So this is where you see the strength happening. We have, we have Venus in Aquarius, which is the 5. And this is going to be the card where you have an opportunity to move forward. And a lot of times when you have opportunities to get ahead and move forward, especially in business and in small offices and things like that, you have to do it. You have to stab somebody in the back to do it. Like what I say in small offices means like there might be somebody who's been vying for that job for a long time, but you know that you're going to be a better candidate and you haven't been there that long and you're totally cool with this person, but hey, you got to get paid, right? So it's like one of them situations, and it does deal with victory, but it reminds you to not step on other people while you are winning, to climb up the ladder in a way that will not cause you grief in the future, to do things the right way. And then we have Mercury in Aquarius, and this is going to be where Mercury has so many faces when you're studying astrology, and I'm still pretty new to astrology and doing these videos. This is actually teaching me as well. So I'm not an astrology master at all by any means. So Mercury takes on the essence of the man who is ferrying this person across the river Styx. So he is able to venture into the underworld, and he's able to venture into the upper realms, the heavens. He's the only God that's able to do that, and that's why he's the messenger. And they also say that's why he moves very fast, because he's able to just kind of go back and forth at will. But he also deals with the intellect and smarts and getting very bored quickly and needing to be interested. So in this case, we have him ferrying a person over the other side, bringing this person to a different part of life. So in this case, we're the person in the boat, and the guy ferrying you across the river is Mercury. And then the 7 is Moon in Aquarius. So the Moon in Aquarius is, a lot of times at face value, when you get this card in a tarot reading, it's going to mean someone's stealing from you, someone's cheating, someone is backstabbing. But the true essence of the card, the esoteric essence of the card, is the impossible mission. Doing something that you didn't think you can do, and doing something that others didn't think you can do. This is, fuck you, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get this done. Because he's sneaking into the enemy's camp and he's stealing their weapons. So, I mean, the odds are against you in that case when you're up against a whole entire army can come out and kill you. So this is victory over the mind, taking yourself over that river into the new realm of life, and then conquering a goal that you didn't think you can do. And we do this all the time in life. Sometimes we look back and we're like, I don't even know how I had the strength to do that. And you're proud of yourself. Okay? And then the last 3 cards, we're going to start getting chaotic again, because this is where the change comes again. And this is the mutable part. We got the 8 of Swords. And this is Jupiter and Gemini. 9 of Swords, which is Mars and Gemini. And 10 of Swords, Sun in Gemini. So if you look at the energies of Jupiter and the Sun on the 2 end cards, we're going through a growth period again. Jupiter's keyword is expansion. What happens when you expand? You grow. And anytime something is going through a growth period and change, it's going to be chaotic, which is the energy of Mars that comes in the middle card. That's why we have growing pains. Growing is painful. Growing is not an easy, happy-go-lucky process. It's hard. It's ugly. When you come out on the end of it, it's a good thing, and you can look back and be like, wow, I went through a lot of shit. But the 8 of Swords is about fostering the strength of the mind when you feel like you physically cannot move or cannot change a situation. It's, what can I change about myself to help this situation change? And eventually those bonds come off. And we have to look at the numerology as well. The 8 relates to the Strength card in the tarot. And the Strength card in the tarot has nothing to do with physical application of strength. It has everything to do with the heart and the mind and the conquering of the ego and the self. So a lot of us feel trapped in certain situations in our lives. And anytime you feel that way, it is a reminder to look within, that something within the internal workings of yourself needs to be changed, whether it's your thought process, your will, your procrastination, if it's your ego, if you have constant depression and thoughts that tell you that you're nothing and you can't make it and you can't make these changes in your life, those are things that you can change. Maybe you can't physically change your situation. Maybe you're in a living situation that you are unhappy in and you can't afford to get out of just yet. You have to keep a positive mindset, and then everything else around you will change once you change your mind. So then we have Mars and Gemini. This card is the anxiety card, paranoia card. This is a card of insomnia. at face value, but in the esoteric sense, you're going into the shadow realm again so you can get out into the light. If you look at the last two cards, they're dark. This is really, really digging down deep into the soul, and this is dealing with your demons. This is conquering the shadows. Shadows disappear once you turn on the light. So you have to turn on that internal light within yourself to conquer your own demons. And again, your demons live in your mind. So we're talking about the suit of swords, which is the realm of the mind. And then the 10 of swords is Sun in Gemini. Now this looks like a death card. It looks like the person is dead. He's not, though. He's barely alive, but he's going to get through it. At face value, in exoteric terms, this is a lot of slander, backstabbing, someone trying to ruin your character, being in a very depleted mental state. It seems like things have gotten as bad as they can possibly get, but when they get to that period, you know it's at the end and something else is coming. So he's going to go into that river. He's going to shake the swords off his back, clean his own wounds, and he's going to end up in the light of the sun. The sun is going to give him the energy and the power he needs to move through this phase, past this phase, and go on to the next phase of life. So this is the bigger picture. When you're looking at tarot and you're learning tarot, you have to look at it this way to find out what are these cards really meaning? What are they trying to say to me? What does this individual path mean? So I hope this was informational, and I hope you guys are enjoying this series. We're going to move on to the other suits and bang them out, and then we will get to the major arcana. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.